Woo! Okay. Truck update number 63.5. Inaccurate. Recent upgrades have mostly been focused on the topper, the goat, what makes it possible for me to transport my goats. And basically what happened was when this happened, that was a car hitting me while my truck was parked late at night. And when that got hit, the shock, I think, sort of smashed out this glass. So that was in the winter, and it's taken me a while, but I knew what sort of the plan, and now I've executed it. This is now plexiglass that perfectly fits the width of the channel. That is about that 1/4 inch all the way around. So it's recessed into there, and that's holding it in there quite nicely, I must say. Fitment is just a little bit imperfect, and I'm gonna just live with that for now because it works, it functions. Had to throw a sticker on there right away, just to know it's there, the glass, don't forget. Oliphant. Then, once I had the plexiglass in there, I put these new gas cylinders in. It came with one that was a little worn out, so now we've got 2 on here. And as you can see, I had to do a little custom bracket manipulation there. I got new brackets for Amazon, but they came bent. Well, they had a right angle in them, but it had the peg on the wrong side, so I had to customize by bending it back, bending it 180 degrees around to get that peg on the inside of the bend, which has worked. It's nice. That's very satisfying. I did this modification. It used to have a system for locking it that had these bars and sort of a thing that would swivel here on a handle. So you would rotate that, 90 degrees or something, and it would engage some little mechanisms that were, I think they were in here. Yeah, they went into here, I think. And that was kind of broken and janky, and you can see this broke here. So this whole thing was really just flimsy. And now with this nice M. Ward vintage ruler and or yardstick, whatever you want to call it, and then I just put this handle on there, which obviously gives you a place to grab and lift, and it also gives it a little extra strength there. So although it's still a little bowed, I'm gonna live with that. Not perfect, but it gets her done, right? And then we want to keep it locked just in case the goats get a little squirrely. Now we're nice and secure. Ventilation right now is not ideal. I've got these windows, and then there's a gap in here. So that's it for getting fresh air into here, which is not enough. So I'm thinking of doing something up here in the front, maybe putting some kind of vent there that would allow, something keep water out, and obviously let air in. But got to figure that out, because driving down the highway, that will be a ton of air coming in if it's just directly open. So I'm trying to think of good ways to deal with that. But generally the goats will scoot up against there and lay down right at the edge of the bed. And I guess I want, some airflow coming in there for them. So figure something out. I also duct taped up some of the holes. Last summer, I took this thing off of the truck for a month or so and made the mistake of putting it in an area where the goats could access it, and naturally they just jumped on top of it. And this is pretty much glorified aluminum foil, so it just bent it up. But I kind of went in there and laid on my back and kicked up with my feet. Not kicked so much as pressed with my feet, and kind of bent it back into shape. So things are looking pretty good now. it's, you know, it gets her done, which is what it's all about. And I say it gets her done because of last season it worked. And with these upgrades, it should be even smoother. Because I believe that, I don't know, I remember that I used to like tie a bungee cord around that handle that was here that has now been removed because that locking mechanism didn't really work. So it's nice to, and then I used to also have to carry around a stick because the one gas cylinder that was here was not strong enough to hold the weight of the door, and so it would want to fall down. And so I would have to sort of bring this down and then wedge a stick in there, and it sure is nice to have that completely hold its own weight. So we are gonna go, I'm excited to have this operational, and I just wanna test it with the goats and kind of work some of the kinks out before we take a major road trip. So that's my goal this afternoon, is to basically to finish preparing it for the goats for at least a short trip. I'm just gonna get some bedding back there, some bedding of some kind, to make it a little more comfortable, give them a little bit of traction. Otherwise they'll kind of be slipping all over that somewhat painted, although the rusty bits would give them some traction. But they're gonna poop and pee even in the short little trip we take, so I'll put some bedding of some type back there and we should be good to go. All right, you can watch me do that maybe somehow, maybe POV status. Right now, why stop filming, huh? No need. We're still filming. And then yesterday I buttoned up the work of putting the, what did I do last night? Oh, I put the guards back on the bottom. The transfer case guard and the front cover sort of thing that just goes underneath the front, the bottom front of the truck. I feel like it's running pretty nicely, I must say. I like it. And I thought that I had messed up something on the wiring for the reverse lights, but I just got, they are working, so that's great. And then I also thought that I should have turn signals on the front corners, but I remembered that basically I thought I was gonna do some electrical work on this last night, mild electrical work, or even just swapping out bulbs. But this thing has, why don't I reverse us and then I'll show you. I'm just gonna plan to bring us back into the goat realm. The goat realm. So I thought I'll put on the left turn signal. I thought that, I couldn't remember, but I thought that this, that obviously, I assume that this was a turn signal of some sort, but that seems to only come on, it doesn't have two settings, but it comes on as a little, just an extra light. So I assume that that's wired correctly. I don't really know. And there's even a light that comes on right there. There's a separate bulb. So things are okay. Another little update I did was I moved the goats with my girlfriend back about 20 feet. So now their shelter is over relatively fresh land. This, I just left that heavy pallet structure there and then put the fence around it, weeded, And then I had gotten some native perennials and planted them the following day. So this is a phlox, a prairie phlox, I believe is the common name. That's an indigo. There's another indigo there. I think this is the white and that's the blue. Here's rattlesnake master. I forget the species name. No, the species name is Yuccifolium, which is one of my faves. Here's spiderwort, which is in bloom right now, and that's so pretty. This is a stiff goldenrod, which has a really beautiful flower. We have lots of goldenrod around here, but I don't really see any stiff goldenrod. It's all the Michigan goldenrod. Here is a type of milkweed. I think there's the butterfly milkweed. I got 3 types of milkweed here. I believe that's swamp milkweed. This is butterfly milkweed, and then this one is not common milkweed. Oh, it has a cool name that I'm forgetting. And then this is a prairie clover, purple prairie clover. So those are the 10 plants that I got. And it's fun to have a few in bloom, and then a lot of these other ones might take even a couple years to put out a bloom. I'm not sure. Looks like we'll get a bloom out of the butterfly milkweed this year, which is a beautiful orange flower. The stiff goldenrod might bloom. It's more of a late summer bloom into fall. Well, I think I'll shut the truck off while I get some bedding back in here. And I'm still contemplating exactly what to use for bedding. Bit of run-on. A lot of run-on. I don't know what to think about that. Wow, that was annoying. It was probably the high idle. High idle mode. If I shut it off in high idle mode, I guess I'll get that run on. Dieseling. Of course that happens when I'm not in the truck. Shutting it off from the outside. What do you guys think? Want to take a ride? It's a little warm and humid today. Oh, and I'm remembering that I forgot Franny's leash inside of the garage. Let's just check in on everybody real quick here. We got a princess. She's ready to, I can tell she wants to take a hike. She wants to go. She wants to go. She's bored in here. Oh, we got Franny right here. She's doing well. We got Cupid. They like laying in the dust. It must be kind of cooling. You kind of in this little dusty dirt over here, you stinker do, huh? Oh golly. Oh, there's a little blood on there. Uh-oh, what's that from? Owie. Scabs on the... Oh. Yes. Let's go have an adventure. A grand adventure. What do you think, Prinny? What do you think there, girl? What do you think there, girl, huh? So I threw out these bales of straw. They're kind of... I could like try to grab some of this and throw it in the bed real quick. I don't know. Is this silly? I also have that grass. That's a locally cut grass here. By that I mean I just was cutting grass in the area. Hi. Yes, you are a good girl. This is actually just cut from, I'm just gonna mess around with a little bit of bedding. I don't think I need to do anything too serious or thick. I would do that if we were going a long ways. I like to put quite a bit of bedding in there, so that way it's quite comfortable to lay down, and you know, just has sort of enough absorbency there, or like enough of a sort of layer to keep them up off of it. But what's nice about my pickup bed, and it's probably common in most pickup beds, otherwise you'd get big water pooling up, but there are little holes in the back there, which whenever I'm on a road trip and I stop for gas, some pretty nasty juices start to come out of there, especially if I am on a slight decline. Nose pointing downhill, I'll get a nice waft of. So they'll probably stand up most of the time, I think. We'll just see. I mean, their traction's probably not going to be great. We're gonna be doing a short little trip here, and then we might go to the sculpture park. Just have to see. I don't know. It's not so awesome. There's another option for bedding that I think I'm gonna go for. Brassicas, right? Cabbage. I must have planted that or something. I don't really remember planting cabbage, but did I throw out a bunch of brassica seeds? I don't know where else that would have come from. So this is compost that is from the first winter that I've used for gardening. And then back there, this is some bagged leaves from the fall. Hey, Mr. Spider, or Mrs. Spider. Don't mean to be too much of a disturbance here. Ooh, bug central. Yeah, it's probably time to do something with these. And for some reason, I think these will kind of be good traction on that metal surface. Straw can be really slippery on metal. It's just kind of sleek. It's like too smooth, and I have to put a thick layer of it down. Otherwise, like thin layers just make it almost more slippery. Hi, ants. Well, that smells okay. It's mostly dry. They have very good traction. I don't think I'm gonna get them off of there. I'll just give them a second to go back home. We will. Oh yeah, stuff's pretty nice. Mostly dry. I think that's just great. That'll do just fine. I'm gonna open up this other window and it'll probably close. It's kind of wanting to close on its own. You can see it's kind of broken. It should have more of something, another plastic. Yeah, this is just a really cheap, a cheap topper that I got for cheap, and I'm glad I did. I think it was a fine choice, and it's working how I need. But I can't expect quality, and I gotta do my own upgrades, which is good. It's kind of the truck too, you know, it's kind of a cheap truck. And I'm learning a lot. You know what I need to go do though? I need to go get some goat treats and Franny's leash. So I'm just gonna walk back. Got the leashes. Okay. So I was laid off from work on Friday and it's Thursday. So almost a week of thinking of what to do next, basically. And I feel okay. You know, I'm staying busy, working on the truck. The weather has been really phenomenal, so I don't know, just like life feels good even with that drastic change. And yeah, I don't feel at all defeated or like, I don't feel aimless, really. I think I still have an aim, and it's just a kind of a matter of, I don't know, maybe figuring out what that aim is. Still have a lot of these, decent amount of these goat treats. These can sort of cause excessive energy out of them, so I try to be sparing with them. I'd love to, we'll just see. We'll see how things go. I might be able to encourage them to get in the truck because they might just kind of be excited because it's been so long. They have not gone in the truck since last fall. So we'll just see what happens here. I love seeing this truck out in the grass. It just feels right. All right, everybody, hup up. We're gonna hup up. Prinny's ready. Franny's ready. Good girl, Franny. Can I get you in first, Franny? Will you be a good girl? Will you hup up? Hup up. Good girl. See, that's a really good girl. That's a really good girl. Yep, 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 yep. Good boy. Back it up. Yes, good girl, Prinny. Come on. Skylar. Yes. Yes. Skylar, most dominant. Up, up. Woohoo! You guys making this easy or what? Why are you being so nice? Okay. Sometimes that just happens, right? Okay, this one's a little finicky. There we go. Okay. I kind of like that almost because it makes it, we'll see, I can adjust it. I used some nuts there as spacers. Anyway, let's do this. Hi guys, back in the truck. They fill it out pretty nicely. I mean, Mark Warnke could probably double up his goats in this space, but we'll just see. We're gonna go for a cruise. We're gonna get some stairs. That's how we do. Whoops. Leash. Okay. Man, once it's warmed up, her idol is just a thing of beauty. So I've got another side mirror in the mail. I actually got a pair. Might replace this one while I'm at it so they kind of match in their newness. Doesn't really matter. This one kind of vibrates a lot too. No, it doesn't. Anyway. Everything we need. This is it. This is my family. Missing my girlfriend, but she's in the city, so. Now if Franny could fit in the back, which I think she could, they get comfortable and then they lay down, and often they do. Skylar doesn't really lay down, but I have had Franny ride in the back with them, and Maya was up here with me, and so that it can work. It did in the past. All the goats have like grown quite a bit, but especially Cupid. He's no longer the little baby that he once was. Otay, onto the road. About 300 pounds of goat back there, probably. Oh, they're figuring it out. They're feeling good. Cupid is already laying down up in the back. I don't know if you can see him really, but he's assumed the position of comfort, so he knows what he's doing. I feel pretty secure about it now, about the setup, I should say, you know, just having that door, so just feeling good about that door and how the back door is much stronger than it was before, and I want to figure out something with the windows. They feel like kind of a weak point. But I like that style of window because it allows for airflow without really letting rain in. I can feel the weight. It's like on a truck like this, like I notice having 3 goats in the back compared to driving this thing just me or just Franny. It's funny. It feels better. It feels a little more solid. All right, how's the sculpture park looking? You know, it's pretty mild. Still quite a few patrons there. I think we should go for like a little more of a ride. They're like, I just kind of want to drive because they're doing so well back there. Just see how she goes. Let's go down into T Falls. We got Gath. I'm gonna have to set up a goat cam or something in the back there. That would be fun. Anyway, this makes me happy because they are kind of just getting into that driving mode where they don't really fight and they just kind of chill out, which makes me happy. I was worried that lately their dynamic has been, I don't know, they're just, Cupid's in that adolescence and he really wants to, I think he might try to surpass Skylar in the rankings, and he's definitely asserting himself with Princess in the sense like he's above Princess in the ranking, and so now Princess has become bottom rung, and I think she's okay with that. She's got her best friend Francesca, so Franny don't care about the ranking system. She's just a good old doggy. Well, Goats on Tree is going for a cruise. We're back, baby. Back in action, and it feels great. I'll check in with you later. Peace.